JSA TV, your virtual newsroom for telecom professionals. I'm Dean Perrine, and welcome to JSA TV. With us today, we have Mr. Joseph Simone. Joseph is the president of Tishman Real Estate for 165 Halsey Street. We also have Mr. Joe Panella. Joe is the Colocation Manager at 165 Halsey Street. Guys, welcome to JSA TV.
Thank you.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about 165 Halsey Street?
Sure. 165, phenomenal building. It was a completely vacant 1.2 million square foot former Bamberger's headquarters and Macy's department store in downtown Newark in the middle to late 90s. Due to the government's deregulating the telecom industry, we had gotten engaged by a company, one of the original CLECs, to find them a fairly significant switch facility in the Newark area. They chose Newark because of the preponderance of fiber and ample power capability. And through our research, we found the building, and when we did extensive site tours, it was a telecom dream, basically, for their use. It had high ceilings, heavy floor load, good column spacing, phenomenal riser capability. Think of an old department store with all the elevators that weren't needed for vertical riser capability. It had a central escalator shaft in the middle of the building, 85,000 feet of floor plate, so a lot of room on the roof for generators and cooling equipment, 4 basements, 4 sides for points of entry, fiber points of entry. It was a telecom dream from an engineering standpoint. We ended up leasing the 3rd floor to that company, which later morphed into what is now Verizon Business. We then teamed up with the ownership of the building, and this is now the latter part of the 90s, and took a number of months to master plan the building and basically fill the entire 1,200,000 square feet with telecom tenants. Who's who of telecom. By the very late 90s, about 2000, we realized we needed to create a gathering place for all the networks to converge, so we created what we call Meet Me Room 1, which was basically all the telecom companies that connect to each other point to point. We then started getting approached by some enterprise users who wanted to connect to the networks that were in the building. We currently have over 60 networks running through the building. So we created Meet Me Room 2, or Colo Room 2, and we created a central meet point area. And that has now grown fairly significantly to where we're about to embark on a fairly good-sized expansion, and within a few weeks going to be up to about 180,000 square feet of colo business in the building.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So what's new at the facility?
Well, as I said, this expansion is going to take place, which will get us up to 180,000 feet. I think what some of the significant parts that we've done, day one, we decided to do no ongoing cross-connect fees as a policy that seemed to have served us very well. We did it really for simplicity purposes, but it's been very well received in the marketplace. The other thing I think important that we kind of pride ourselves on is, since the ownership owns the building, the 1,200,000 feet, which is dedicated solely now to telecom, data center, and colo, also owns and runs the colo business. So that gives us tremendous flexibility in being able to structure deals or customize deals for customers. And we're now north of 150 customers in our facility. They range from international banking institutions, domestic banks, Fortune 500 companies, content providers, trading firms, significant tech companies, just a smattering of users. And the other thing we do pride ourselves on is we really streamline and we lack bureaucracy. So we are able to get a lot of things done very quickly. And we're going to have Joe talk a little about that from an operational standpoint. So Joe, maybe get that on.
So I've been here for 5 years, and I was brought in to establish a set of guidelines and procedures as the business started to grow. And since then, we've hired 4 techs, so there's 5 of us working here. And what we pride ourselves on is being directly available to the customers. You don't have to open tickets. You don't have to deal with multiple people to get one of us. You can call us directly on the phone. You can call us directly out in the middle of the night for on-call purposes, and you get to talk to one of us and discuss what's going on and see if we need a dispatch. You don't need to make a phone call, wait 2 hours for a callback. You can call one of our techs directly. Our cross connects are installed, I'd say 90% of them are installed same day, so there's very little lead time. Very simple procedure. You go on the internet, you order them. We try to get them done that afternoon. We have a 2-day SLA, which we beat 95% of the time, as long as all the information is correct. One of the things I really wanted to do when I started here was get to know the customers and really be able to provide a service to them without having to deal with all the bureaucratic nonsense that goes on in a lot of the facilities today.
Excellent, thanks, guys. And so a lot of what you're talking about are some of those key differentiators. Can you talk a little bit more about what makes you different? What might separate 165 Halsey Street from the rest of the pack there?
Yeah, I think as I mentioned, I think the fact that the ownership of the building owns the colo business gives us tremendous flexibility in being able to customize deals for customers, and we really lack bureaucracy. I mean, our mission has really been since day one to create a world-class facility and a world-class operation on the colo side. We've been at this for going on 20 years now, so we've worked very hard. It's been the same team that's been involved in pretty much every inch of leasing and licensing in the building and infrastructure and technology since really day one. So we've really worked great as a team together, and it's a very good and efficient place to do business at.
Yeah, I mean, Joe and I speak on a daily basis. I speak to our contractors here on a daily basis. We've been able to get, smaller customers up and running within a week of signing a lease, getting them into the cabinet, power done, fiber capacity done, first cross connects installed. And that's simply because we work in constant contact.
Very good. Gentlemen, thank you both for being here with us today on JSA TV, and thank you, viewers, for joining us.